policy rewrite or policy rewrite transaction. Here we will learn what is policy rewrite. Our vocabulary here is in alignment with the Guidewire software. So let us learn what is policy rewrite. Sometimes we have to cancel an existing policy, whereas this policy cancellation may be necessary due to some large material change in the policy condition, but the insured has to be provided yet another policy by the insurance company with or without lapse in coverage date. So let us see what is policy transaction and how it is carried out. A policy rewrite is required if effective date is to be changed. Just in case, if you would like to change the effective date or original inception date, the date at which the policy became active is to be changed, then we will require a policy rewrite. That means change of effective date is not allowed. If the producer of record is to be changed, so producer of record is your primary producer who has acquired this business for the insurance company, and it is the producer of record who gets paid or who gets the commissions for this account. So if the producer of record is to be changed, again then we have to carry out a policy rewrite transaction. The rewritten policy and the original policy are linked with each other. If there are significant changes to be made in this policy, and if these significant changes cannot be handled by, say, policy change transactions, then it means that we have to do a rewrite. Moving ahead, so let's take an example of a policy rewrite transaction. Say, for example, there is a situation where you have issued a policy. The policy is yet to be dispatched to the insured, but it is realized that the name is incorrect. So if we correct the name now after the policy issue, this corrected name will go into the addendum and not in the main policy document. So for this situation, what the policy issuer or underwriter may do, they may cancel the current policy or the original policy. They may rewrite the policy verbatim or as it is with the correct name, of course, and we dispatch this policy to the insured. This is what is basically full term policy rewrite. So original inception and expiry date or original effective date and expiration date remains the same. So policy rewrite cancels the existing policy. So please understand these steps. Existing policy is cancelled. New policy is issued with corrected name and same policy term. This is for this example, which is name change. For other rewrite situations wherein, let us say, there is a change in coverage or a change in coverable, a recalculation of premium, a quote and a bind will be required. So what are the steps to rewrite a policy? Manually cancel the policy. So in Guidewire, the policy is cancelled manually, and only those policies which have been cancelled, there is a rewrite option available. So rewrite option will be available only for a cancelled policy. So then you execute the rewrite option, create a new policy, and for changes in coverables or coverages, a requote and a bind will be required. New policy, i.e. the rewritten policy, and the cancelled policy, which is the original policy, both of these policies will exist in the Guidewire Policy Center. They can be seen at the Accounts tab, and both the policies will be linked. So history is available. So linkage and history is something which is very important here. So how does policy rewrite affect the policy term? So linkage between the policy rewrite and the policy term. So here we can have a full term rewrite. I have provided you an example. So the term, that is effective date and expiry date, remains the same. We rewrite the policy. However, we do not change the policy term. So this is a full term rewrite. Then rewrite for remainder of the term. If we do rewrite for the remainder of the term, so effective date of the new policy or the rewritten policy will be kept as the cancellation date of the cancelled policy or the original policy, so that there is no lapse of coverage. Just in case the underwriter wants it, we can basically push this date later, but we cannot prepone this date. So this date can be postponed but cannot be preponed. Then there is rewrite to a new term. If it is rewrite to a new term, you can change the effective date and you can also change the term type. So what could be some situations where a policy rewrite is required? Say change of insured or change of account. So a typical policy change or a policy transaction will not be handled yet. Change of coverages after cancellation. Let us say there is a cancelled policy. Now A cancelled policy can be reinstated only but with exactly the same policy conditions. So after policy conditions, if the insured wants a policy with different coverages, then a policy has to be rewritten. Gap in coverage periods. For some reason, after a policy has been cancelled, if we require a gap in the coverage period, and let us say if we want to reinstate the cancelled policy, the same cancelled policy cannot be reinstated. Then major structural changes. If there are major structural changes in the policy which cannot be handled by the original policy, then we go in for a policy rewrite. So this is all about policy rewrite. Thank you. This is your trainer Vijay Shukla signing off for now.